Jim, you were tweeting about Lyft earlier today that some of the company indicated some of the unemployment benefits are distorting the labor market to some extent. And then we got the ADP report. This is still something that's a problem in your view?
Yeah, look, I think that Lyft mentioned it a couple times, saying, listen, we're going to have some drivers come back. Almost implied that one of the big problems we're having right now are indeed these employment benefits, and they're keeping people out of the labor force. Most companies have not point blank said what they said, but I think that they're far more involved with who's coming to work and who isn't, and how lightly people are working right now versus how meaning very few hours per week, 10 hours per week. And so I felt good that maybe employment costs could be a little transitory. You know, everyone's so worried about the price of labor. So this was a very good primer lift about how things could be.
ADP, not great. Let's go to Robinhood, though, because you've been talking about that. So is it a meme? Now it's a meme stock.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a bunch of people who, wise guys, thought for sure that this company's falling apart, and they were shorting it already. You know, you can't short a stock when it just comes out. And they really kind of misjudged Vlad. Vlad Tenev is a loved figure. And they are convinced, again, these are hedge funds, that this is a house of cards. The AMC may have been a house of cards. Look what happened there. GameStop may have been a house of cards. They'll take this Robinhood up, and they'll keep taking it up. And the people who are shorted already will end up being crushed, and we'll end up hearing about some hedge fund that shorted it. And that's what happens. I mean, people get on the wrong side of a trade all the time. Someone's on the very wrong side of this trade.
Hey, Jim, I spend my life trying to please all the people all the time, and I just always fall short. So we had Navarro on, and I don't know. He said he can't even talk about China without making someone mad. Has he got some points about China that we need to listen to, do you think?
Well, look, I think that Peter is unique in that he's got tremendous knowledge about what was going on behind the scenes and how naive a lot of the media is to the pernicious nature of China and how much they really want to beat us. And there are tons of people who talk about how we have to maintain our Secretary Yellen. We have to maintain our preeminence in the world. And what Navarro's always been saying is, look out. I mean, why we keep saying that? They're crushing us in a lot of places around the world. So I think that Peter's judgment is informed by multiple attempts by President Trump to try to do something reasonable commercially, and they just wouldn't play. They just were not going to give us any money. They want our good. They want us to pay for their goods, but they don't want to buy anything from us. And I think that Peter was really at the forefront of that, and I think that I agree with that.
I just, we try to figure out whether we used to think, like Milton Friedman, that the burgeoning middle class would inspire more freedom, and they seem to be doing pretty well keeping it the way it is, and they'll give up a couple of points in GDP to stay in power. The CCP, that's all I can figure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought what he said about social media. I mean, yeah, they don't want social media to have the power that it has here. Social media suddenly would, of course, be critical of the regime, and the regime does not tolerate any criticism. Our regime tolerates a lot of criticism.
Right.
We didn't even have a regime.
So do I. We all. So do you, Chip. You don't please all the people all the time either. You've done some things
don't like
that.
Me.
I keep telling people
they're just in 1973
words.
I'm paying for right now.
They're just words. Dry your tears.